Saram students, and welcome back in this session. Today we will continue with the lesson 10 of Moments, that is The Beggar, written by Anton Chekhov. So before we continue, let's do a quick recap of what we learned in the previous class. The story revolves around the theme of kindness and compassion. Sergey meets a beggar named Lashkov. As we learned, he was an advocate who met this beggar who was begging there. He tells him that he was a school teacher in the village. So, this beggar informed Sergey that he was a school teacher and had been removed from school and was jobless. Sergey feels pity for him when he further adds that he is jobless and has no money to go in search of a new job. So he had no money, he was jobless, and even if he was getting offers from elsewhere, he was not in a position to go there as he had no money with him. So Sergey was feeling sorry for this beggar. He recognizes Lashkov. He was posing as a student a few days ago. So suddenly, Sergey recognized this beggar and he asked him whether he was the same person who was pretending to be a student a few days ago. Sergey is very furious with him. He's really angered and irritated with this beggar. Lashkov readily admits that he was lying. So, when he was caught, he readily accepted that he was actually lying and that he was jobless and wanted to earn money, and this was the best way he could earn a living without doing any kind of work. Sergey offered him a job in his house. So he decided that if he really wants to work, he can get a job in his house. So he offered him this job, and this beggar accepted this job. He instructed Olga to train him for the work of chopping wood. So now is Olga, she is the cook, okay, cook at Sergey's house. So he instructed her to train this beggar to chop wood. Now let's see what happens next. It was obvious from his gait that he had not consented to go and chop wood because he was hungry and wanted work, but simply from pride and shame and because he had been trapped by his own words. The beggar was really not at all interested in doing any work, but he was really ashamed that he was trapped and caught by Sergey for the lies he had been speaking all the while and cheating people. But he was really hungry and needed some job, so he agreed to this particular job. But as such, he was not at all interested in doing any kind of job. It was obvious too that his strength had been undermined by vodka and that he was unhealthy and did not feel the slightest inclination for toil because he was totally drunk. He had no strength. He was totally dependent on whatever he was drinking, the vodka. He was really unhealthy. He had no stamina to do any kind of work, even the slightest inclination for toil. He did not feel like doing anything, no kind of physical work he wished to do. Sergey hurried into the dining room. From its windows, one could see the woodshed and everything that went on in the yard. Standing at the window, Sergey saw the cook and the beggar come out into the yard by the back door and make their way across the dirty snow to the shed. So Sergi now went into the dining room quickly and he could see everything that was happening at the woodshed. So he wanted to see whether this particular beggar was actually doing some work or not. He wanted to view him, see him, and observe him. So he went into his dining room and started viewing this beggar from the window. He saw that the cook and the beggar, they came out from the back door and they moved across towards the shed. What next? Olga glared wrathfully at her companion, shoved him aside with her elbow, unlocked the shed, and angrily banged the door. So Olga was also very irritated, wrathfully angered, irritated, and frustrated at her companion who was having no inclination to work. She just banged the door very angrily and opened the shed for this particular beggar. Next, he saw the pseudo teacher seat himself on a log and become lost in thought with his red cheeks resting on his fists. The woman flung down an axe at his feet, spat angrily, and judging from the expression of her lips, began to scold him. So again, now Sergi was seeing all this from the window. He saw the pseudo teacher. Pseudo teacher is a false teacher whom the beggar was pretending to be. He seated himself on the log and was lost in thought. He was resting his fists on his cheeks. He was lost in thought as to what he was to do. The woman, she flung the axe at his feet. Okay, she threw the axe and spat angrily, spoke to him very angrily, rudely, and all this expression she began to even scold him loudly as to complete this kind of work. The beggar irresolutely pulled a billet of wood towards him, set it up between his feet, and tapped it feebly with the axe. The billet wavered and fell down. What is a billet? It is a thick piece of wood. Okay, so he placed this wood in between his feet and tried to cut it out with his axe. And the billet wavered and it fell down. It immediately fell down. The beggar again pulled it to him, blew on his freezing hands, and tapped it with his axe cautiously, as if afraid of hitting his overshoe or of cutting off his finger. The thick of wood again fell to the ground. So now again the beggar pulled the billet up. He was not able to cut it at all. He was trembling because he was freezing. His hands were freezing because of the cold. He had no strength to even hold the axe. However, he tried to hold it cautiously and was afraid that he would end up hitting his shoe or cutting his own finger. Still, he took the stick off the ground again, but however, it fell off again. He was not able to hold it at all. Sergi's anger had vanished, and he now began to feel a little sorry and ashamed of himself for having set a spoiled, drunken, perhaps sick man to work at menial labor in the cold. So now Sergi was sitting inside and seeing all this, whatever was happening in the woodshed. He immediately felt really sorry. His anger seemed to vanish. Seeing the state of this beggar, he felt that he shouldn't be giving him such a task in the cold because the beggar was totally drunk. He was also a sick person, had no strength even to stand because he was unable to bear the cold. So Sergi was feeling a little sorry about this. An hour later, Olga came in and announced that the wood had all been chopped. Now, here she came and informed Sergi that everything had been chopped, all the wood given had been chopped. Good, give him half a ruble, said Sergi. If he wants to, he can come back and cut wood on the first day of each month. We can always find work for him. So now he was happy because all the wood had been chopped. So he asked Olga to give him a half a ruble. Okay. And also, he informed Olga to explain to him that he could come back on the first day of each month and cut wood for them. Some work would always be there for him. On the first of the month, the waif made his appearance and again earned half a ruble, although he could barely stand on his legs. From that day on, he often appeared in the yard, and every time work was found for him. So, is a waif. Waif is a homeless person who doesn't have any place to stay. So, this person, the beggar, used to make his appearance on the first of every month, would come down, chop wood, earn half a ruble. However, he was barely able to stand on his legs. He was still very weak. But he appeared every month, first day of every month, and there was some kind of work that was given to him. Now he would shovel snow, now put the woodshed in order, now beat the dust out of rugs and mattresses. Every time he received from 20 to 40 kopecks, and once even a pair of old trousers were sent out to him. So now there was lot of work given to him, all kinds of work he was ready to do. He would shovel snow, it is to clear the snow, the tool used. Now he would also put the woodshed in order, clear the place, beat the dust out of the rugs and mattresses. Any kind of work he would readily do. And every time he did this, he received from 20 to 40 kopecks. Also, he received a pair of old trousers once because of the work he had done for them. When Sergi moved into another house, he hired him to help him in packing and hauling of the furniture. This time the waif was sober, gloomy, and silent. So once when Sergi the advocate was shifting to another house, he called for this person, this beggar, this waif, to help him in his packing and hauling of the furniture, that is carrying or shifting the furniture from the old house to the new house. This time the waif was very sober, gloomy, was very silent. He did his work very silently. He hardly touched the furniture and walked behind the wagons, hanging his head, not even making a pretense of appearing busy. This time he was like, he would not even touch the furniture, just walked behind those wagons. Wagons are which the vehicles which carry goods, hanging his head. He was not even making a pretense of appearing busy, he was not even acting. He only shivered in the cold and became embarrassed when the carters jeered at him for his idleness, his feebleness, and his tattered fancy overcoat. After the moving was over, Sergi sent for him. So he was really shivering in the cold. He was not able to bear the cold. He was embarrassed to be in front of those carters who carry the cart, who jeered at him, means made fun of him, fun of his idleness. They made fun of his feebleness, means the weakness, how weak he was, how thin or unhealthy he was. Also of his tattered fancy overcoat. Tattered means torn and old overcoat. After the shifting was done, Sergi again sent for this beggar. Well, I am happy that my words have taken effect, he said, handing him a ruble. Here's for your pains. I see you are sober and have no objection to work. What is your name? So now Sergi felt that he was becoming better, he was becoming sober, not drinking, he was ready to do work and earn a living. So he handed him a ruble for whatever work he had done. Also, he again confirmed his name, what his name was. Lashkov. He answered that his name was Lashkov. Well, Lashkov, I can now offer you some other cleaner employment. Can you write? So now Sergi felt that the job he was doing was really menial. So he offered him something else. He said that I would give you some other job, some cleaner employment wherein his health would also support him. So he just asked him whether he could write. And Lashkov answered that he could. He could actually write. Then take this letter to a friend of mine tomorrow, and you will be given some copying to do. Work hard, don't drink, and remember what I have said to you. Goodbye. So Sergi now here handed him a letter which was addressed to his friend and told Lashkov that you take this letter to my friend tomorrow itself and he will give you some work wherein you have to just do some copying work as he could understand and was able to write. So he said you will get some copying work. He also advised him that you need to work hard, not to drink, and remember whatever was said to him. Never tell lies and cheat others. So, listen to all this, listen to my advice, and move over to my friend and waved him goodbye. Now, what did Lashkov do taking the letter? What happened? What kind of work was offered to him? We will continue this in our next session, next class. Till then, go through the lesson once again. Now, you will get a link. Click on that link, answer the questions, and submit the same on that particular link. Thank you.